The Barghest is one of the most fearsome creatures in British folklore. Often depicted as a monstrous black dog with glowing red eyes, sharp fangs, and supernatural abilities. This video will examine this mysterious creature and the folklore behind its existence. Known for haunting the moors, forests, and towns of northern England, particularly Yorkshire, the Barghest is a harbinger of doom and death. Its appearances are said to foretell misfortune or death for those who encounter it. Like many spectral creatures of folklore, the Barghest has captured imaginations for centuries, with numerous sightings and stories persisting from medieval times to the present day. The origins of the Barghest legend can be traced back to medieval England, with its roots deep in the folklore of Northern Europe. The name Barghest itself is thought to derive from the Old English words bar, meaning bear, and ghast, meaning ghost, or alternatively, from burgh, meaning hill, and ghast, creating a ghost or spirit associated with hills or burial mounds. Another interpretation links the Barghest to the word bearer of death, reinforcing its role as an omen of ill fate. The first known mentions of the Barghest appear in the 12th and 13th centuries, during which time stories of ghostly black dogs began to spread across England, particularly in Yorkshire. The Barghest was believed to appear near lonely roads, graveyards, and bridges, stalking travelers, often leading them to their doom. The spectral hound was also said to haunt the city of York, where its presence was linked to the death of anyone unfortunate enough to lay eyes on it. One of the earliest written accounts of a Barghest comes from 16th century records of the city of York, where local inhabitants reported sightings of a large black dog with flaming eyes roaming the streets at night. The creature was thought to be a portent of death, and those who saw it feared for their lives, as death was said to follow soon after the encounter. Throughout history, sightings of the Barghest have continued to terrify those who claim to have encountered it. In many cases, the creature is described as a massive black dog with glowing eyes, large enough to resemble a bear or a wolf, with an eerie silence surrounding it as it moves. Some accounts suggest that the Barghest can vanish into thin air or pass through solid objects, reinforcing its ghostly nature. One of the most famous areas associated with the Barghest is the North York Moors, where it is said to roam freely. In the 17th century, locals reported frequent sightings of the Barghest near the town of Whitby, a place already steeped in myth and legend. The creature was said to stalk the moorland, its glowing red eyes cutting through the misty landscape, and its presence always followed by a tragedy or death in the nearby villages. In addition to Yorkshire, tales of the Barghest have spread to other regions in England, including Lancashire and Durham. One notable 19th century report from Darlington describes a farmer encountering a large, spectral dog on a deserted country road. According to the account, the dog appeared out of nowhere, walked alongside the farmer for several minutes, and then disappeared as mysteriously as it had come. Shortly after the encounter, the farmer's wife fell ill and passed away, lending credence to the Barghest's reputation as a harbinger of death. Even in modern times, the legend of the Barghest persists, with occasional reports of sightings in the 20th and 21st centuries. Though less common today, these sightings are often associated with rural or desolate areas, particularly in northern England. Some witnesses describe the same massive, black dog with glowing red or yellow eyes, while others report hearing ghostly howls in the night, followed by an overwhelming sense of dread. One such modern sighting occurred in 1979, when a group of hikers claimed to have seen a large black dog with fiery eyes while trekking through the North York Moors. According to their account, the dog appeared briefly on a hilltop before vanishing into thin air. The hikers, spooked by the sight, reported the incident to the local authorities, but no evidence of the creature could be found. Another more recent report comes from 2005, when a motorist driving near the town of Pickering claimed to have seen a massive black dog standing in the middle of the road late at night. The driver slammed on the brakes, but the dog vanished before they could make contact. The motorist later learned that a fatal accident had occurred on the same stretch of road just days before, adding to the Barghest's eerie reputation. The most famous sighting of the Barghest took place in the city of York, where the creature was believed to have haunted the streets for centuries. According to local legend, the Barghest once roamed York's medieval walls, particularly near the ancient Clifford's Tower, a place with a long history of violence and death. In one chilling tale from the 19th century, a night watchman claimed to have encountered the Barghest while patrolling the walls late at night. He described seeing a large black dog with glowing eyes sitting silently by the tower. As he approached the creature, it stood up and slowly began to walk toward him. The watchman, paralyzed by fear, could only watch as the dog passed by him and then vanished into the night. Shortly after the sighting, the watchman's colleague died unexpectedly, cementing the Barghest's reputation as a death omen. This account, widely circulated in local newspapers at the time, became one of the most well-known stories of the Barghest. Visitors to York still recount the tale today, and Clifford's Tower remains a popular destination for those intrigued by the city's haunted past. Over the years, several folklorists and paranormal investigators have studied the Barghest legend, attempting to separate fact from fiction. One of the most prominent figures to investigate the Barghest was the British folklorist Catherine Briggs, who catalogued stories of spectral black dogs in her work on British supernatural legends. Briggs concluded that the Barghest, like many ghostly black dogs in English folklore, was likely a representation of the region's troubled history, symbolizing death and tragedy in a time when violent death was a common occurrence. Modern paranormal researchers have also taken an interest in the Barghest, with several investigations conducted in areas like the North York Moors and Clifford's Tower. Some investigators have captured unexplained audio recordings, including strange growls or howls, though no definitive evidence of the Barghest's existence has been found. While the legend of the Barghest continues to captivate those who hear it, many skeptics offer rational explanations for the sightings. One common theory is that the Barghest is a product of mass hysteria or collective imagination, fueled by centuries of superstition and fear. In times of darkness or uncertainty, people may be more likely to interpret natural phenomena, such as a stray dog, a shadow, or an eerie sound, as something supernatural. Additionally, sightings of the Barghest may be explained by misidentifications of real animals. Large black dogs, such as the Newfoundland or the Irish wolfhound, could easily be mistaken for something more sinister in low-light conditions. Some accounts of glowing eyes may be due to the reflective nature of canine eyes at night, which can create an eerie glow when caught in the light. Another theory suggests that the Barghest is a symbolic representation of death and tragedy in a time when such events were all too common. The violent history of northern England, particularly in regions like Yorkshire and Durham, would have left a deep impression on the local population, leading to the creation of legends like the Barghest as a way to explain and cope with the frequent loss of life. The Barghest remains one of the most fascinating and terrifying creatures in British folklore. From its origins in medieval England to its modern-day sightings, the Barghest has persisted as a symbol of death and misfortune, haunting the imaginations of those who hear its tale. While skeptics may offer rational explanations for the creature, the legend of the Barghest endures, reminding us of the deep connection between history, fear, and folklore. Whether real or imagined, the Barghest continues to stalk the moors and streets of northern England, a dark and menacing figure in the annals of British myth. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share with your family and friends, and please leave a comment down below. You can also suggest ideas for future videos of creatures or myths you would like me to cover. Until we meet again, goodbye.